YouTube commentary videos. You know the videos I'm talking about here. The white guy who sits in front of his camera in his room or his apartment or his house or whatever. And they have 1 million subscribers. And they've got their little YouTube view plaque behind them. And they have maybe some toys behind them. And they're grown men. They're grown-ass men. And they are doing videos like what fame does to people on the internet, and where are they now? Or they will make a video about somebody else doing something, and they'll be commenting on it. And they'll slap together an hour video, and they'll pull slides, and they'll pull video, and they'll pull audio, and they'll do all these things. They'll protect themselves from copyright infringement because you have to monetize it. Because if you don't monetize it, you might have to actually get a real job. These people are insidious, and they only hurt the discourse. They only make the discourse worse. They don't make it better. You know what they're doing? They're gossips. They're grown men sitting around gossiping with other people through a parasocial relationship. That's what they're doing. They're fucking gossips. Look at so-and-so. Look what he's doing now. Look at the Hakatua girl and her Bitcoin and her coin, her crypto currency fraud. Look at this guy. Oh, they used to call it being a content cop, like, iDubbbz back in the day or whatever. But these people who sit around commenting on other people's videos are the heart of fucking YouTube. And they are absolutely full of shit, mostly. They are, and now they've all decided that they are going to call Rachel Zegler entitled. And they're going to, like Sean Lennon called her entitled. They're going to use terms like entitled, never analyzing what they are really saying as white males in American society, particularly on the garbage that is YouTube, the content landfill that YouTube has become, where if it's not an AI generated video, it's a commentary video about 3 people that you've never fucking heard of. I don't know who Little Xan is. I barely know who the Backpack Kid is or was. I mean, I know that he be flossing. That's what, but they comment on these people who really don't have any significant relevance other than clickbaity shit for people, for children, first of all, for kids who have time to watch these videos, for shut-ins or the disabled or whatever the fuck, or the retards that are watching, excuse my language, retard, it's a terrible word, I know. But whoever's watching these videos, I'm assuming it's children, because these videos are such of low intellectual content that and this is coming from me. Believe me, I know. I don't even half-ass my videos. I quarter-ass my videos. So my videos are just for me, just to talk and hear myself talk about things that are going on as a form of therapy. That's all it is. And so when I see these, now they're doing the Rachel Zegler thing, right? They've all got to make a Rachel Zegler video calling her entitled. How one entitled star ruined a Disney classic. That's one of these titles. How the fuck, what are you talking about? How did Rachel Zegler ruin a Disney classic? Are you speaking of the original Snow White as a Disney classic, or are you speaking about the remake, this new remake that's a Disney classic and she ruined it because it was so good? What do you mean by that? I'm not watching your stupid videos. Because I'm not giving you I wouldn't give you any attention. I wouldn't give you one view. I wouldn't even waste my time. And now now you can't see anybody's thumbs down anymore. So now everybody's just, hey, your videos are just, it's an irrational, positive, anti-YouTube wants everybody's eyes on YouTube. So let's take away the negative and let's get all these content makers as many positives and as many views, and that will give the perception of the person watching it that these people are actually more successful and more liked than they really are. By the way, you can buy views and bots. You can buy views. You can buy clicks. You can spend literally pennies on the dollar buying subscribers. You can buy them in blocks of 100. Buy them in blocks of 1,000. It's not hard to do. And if you start making some money on YouTube, reinvest in views. Reinvest in fucking the algorithm. And you slightly change the algorithm, and now here we are. And they use titles of videos as well. The Rachel Ziegler entitlement thing is shocking to me. First of all, these white males are never talking about patriarchy or racism or Gal Gadot in their videos. They'll never mention that Rachel Ziegler did not write the movie. She did not create the movie. She is but an actress in the movie. What they're talking about is they wanted her to shut up and know her place. That's what entitled means. They're not mad at, they never do videos about rich entitled people or men who are they'll do some about like a rapper who thinks they're entitled and spent all their money. Like that's, like you couldn't predict that somebody who got lucky with a shitty song on SoundCloud, I can't believe Takeshi 6ix9ine, he was so talented. How did he go? Like, shut the fuck up. But doing this gets them attention, gets them clicks. They're riding on somebody else's wave and they're doing fucking gossip. That's all they're doing. And they're riding on somebody else's fame. They're riding on the coattails, on the wake of somebody else creating something or doing something, which is pathetic, which is fucking pathetic. They're not even, and they don't talk about news stories, and they never go after billionaires, and they never really, they'll maybe make the occasional, Elon's cringe or someone's cringe, but they never talk about politics. They never talk about inequality or DEI or anything that matters. They always want to make fun of anybody that does. Social justice warriors, the Robin DiAngelo's book, Why Fragility, they didn't read it. And they have no idea what it's saying, and they're offended by the idea that white people could oh my God, white people don't like to discuss race because everyone's a racist and they don't want to seem like they're total assholes and bad. Gosh, that's a terrible thing to have to admit. That's a terrible thing to have to, they're all ridiculous. And now this Rachel Ziegler is entitled, and she ruined Snow White. No, Disney ruined Snow White. Disney hired the writers, the directors, the producers, the computer graphics guys. They're the ones that hired one actress saying that the antiquated notion of being saved by a man in 2025, and when she said it was 2023, I believe, is correct. She's right. It is an antiquated patriarchal notion. And you're saying to yourself, well, Jason, why did they remake Snow White? Why not just make a movie called Girl Boss and have it? Because it's an IP. Because it still makes money. It still will generate a profit for Disney. The streaming services will make it a profitable venture for them. That's just a true fact. And when you use a title like Rachel Ziegler, one entitled actress, ruined a Disney classic, do you know how ignorant that is? And do you know who you're signaling to? You're signaling to little white boys who don't want to see people of color and women in power positions in movies. Comment on the writing. Say, you know how Disney ruined Snow White, a Disney classic? Which, by the way, if I've said this before, if you're a male and you call Snow White a classic, you're fucking weird. Weird. To quote my God queen, Rachel Ziegler. Rachel Ziegler had the balls to challenge the narrative in the narrative that Israel has been spewing all over fucking Twitter and X about the genocide that is happening in Gaza. She is a woman of color. She is from Colombia, or not from Colombia, she's half Colombian, but she's from America. She's an extraordinary talent. And because she needs to know her place. That's what entitled means. You are so entitled. No, what are you saying? It's like, I've said this in other videos. It's like saying those uppity N-words, they need to know their place. You're a woman. You should just be glad that you're famous and have money in Hollywood. And don't dare say anything about the very movie that you are in. And the criticisms from these, because they know that it'll get attention online to attack her. They know it. Nobody's who's defending Rachel Ziegler except for me? And I'm nobody. I'm absolutely nothing on the algorithm. I never will be. And there are people that are, of course, defending her and saying, she should, but they don't criticize Gal Gadot. Like I've said before, the largest religion in the world is Islam. Maybe Islamists were like, hey, I'm not going and seeing this piece of shit because Gal Gadot is in it. And she's a Zionist Jew who served in the IDF and has killed Palestinians. She is part of the murder apparatus of Zionism, right? But they don't really want to say that, because that will make them look like a monster to their, these commenter assholes. They don't want to just say that it's about Gaza, because they want her to, it's the shut up and dribble, the Laura Ingraham thing. You're an entitled, you're just lucky. You don't know what you're talking about. They never say this about white people, white males particularly. And all of these little low sperm count motherfuckers online, all these little boys who have a legion of incels and fucking nerds as their fucking and shut-ins, and children as their main source of income should be fucking ashamed of themselves, but none of them have any shame. It's like the same motherfuckers who are basically talking to young people and are like, hey, check out this new gambling website. Who's a fan of Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart on commercials doing constant ads for fucking anybody that will pay him about gambling. He's a cartoon character. That's for children. That's for young people. And these people, I digress, but these little commenter boys are lame-os. They're dorks. They're guys who grew up in front of screens and videos and grew up inside of their homes. They're not particularly thoughtful about anything that's going on outside of their own little bubble and money and their own little world of their content. Again, YouTube is a content fucking garbage dump. It is a content landfill. That's all YouTube is. And seeing another video about how Rachel Zegler's entitled. Really? What is she entitled about? Why? Because she said it was a silly notion that a man, again, this is what they're pissed about. They're mad that she's commenting on other things online when people are attacking her, when people are calling her spick, and that she needs to move out of our country and go home, when she needs to shut her mouth and dance. Like, who the fuck talks like that to any human being? And these people wouldn't have the balls to ever say it to her, so they'll make a video, and there are 1 million subscribers, which how 1 million people are subscribed to some of these channels, I don't know. But it shows you that A, they're either buying them, or B, people are dumb. And I probably would go with the former, not the latter. But anyway, no, probably both. Probably equally. But this is entitled. You know who's entitled? You're entitled. You're entitled. You think you can comment about patriarchy and racism and sexism and bigotry without saying any of those things, without actually commenting on them, without actually questioning your own narratives on why you're doing the videos you're doing, why you're attacking a young woman in Hollywood who was hired to do a job, and only when she started to talk about Gaza did the people that were involved with Snow White really get pissed off. That's when she made the producer mad. She made the producer's kid mad. Like, who cares? But they're Zionist Jews, so they can blame Rachel Zegler and her views on Palestine. And then you, as the dumb shit commentary fucking content dumpster fires that you guys have, the dumpsters that are your content, you guys can say that she's entitled because she should be glad that these are all code words, by the way. You should be, it's like Laura Ingraham, I'll say it again, when she told LeBron James to shut up and dribble. Know your place, woman. Know your place, little girl. Know your place, person of color, a minority. You're entitled. You're entitled. These commentary guys act like entitled little fucking children, because they never comment on anything that's important or has anything to do with any societal issues that are very real and very prevalent and are forces that are pushing back on someone like Rachel Zegler. But you won't understand that because you won't take fucking 5 minutes or 3 or 4 hours to go read some literature or find out about the psychology. And you know what? I know you don't even care, because all you're really about is clicks and views, Patreon, clicks and views. So you're a transactional person who has a transactional relationship with everybody, and you lie, and you don't want to put context on anything, and you don't want to help people really think. You just want to keep them in their dumb, stupid, fucking algorithmic bubble of gossip videos. Thank you for listening, and fuck off, commentary makers. You're all pieces of shit.